Health concerns in high school sports go beyond physical injuries. The mental well-being of our young people is a hotter topic than ever before. The Michigan High School Athletic Association website has resources to help adults and students recognize potential problems and deal with them in a positive way. You can learn more about these mental health resources on the Health and Safety page of the MHSAA website. A message from the MHSAA promoting the value and values of educational athletics.
Pioneer fans, we are live here at the main gym on the campus of Pioneer High School, where it is your Pioneer women's varsity basketball team taking on the Saline Hornets as a Pioneer 7-7 on the season. They're coming off of 3 straight wins, beating Monroe back on the 26th, 60-38, beating Ypsilanti Lincoln 57-37, and beating Skyline 52-28. But they have a tough test in front of them today, as the Saline Hornets are 12-3. They have won 5 straight, beating Huron 62-57 back on the 26th. On the 30th, they beat Skyline. The 2nd, they beat Dexter. They beat Ypsilanti Lincoln and Monroe back on the 6th. We are very, very lucky to have Coach Ahrens with us. How you doing today, Coach?
Very good. How you doing, Mark?
I'm doing wonderful. Wouldn't want to be anywhere else on a Friday night. So.
Oh, I know.
This is fantastic.
But my second choice would be Pioneer at Saline, I think, tonight.
No, there you go. Absolutely. Andy over there watching that game.
We might get some updates on scores at the end of the quarter. I hope so. Yeah, Andy, our statistician's over there.
Fantastic. Excellent. Were you able to talk to the coaches beforehand?
Yeah, I talked to the coaches and the officials. And, you know, I've been around a long time. You think you see everything. But tonight I'm seeing history for my own personal basketball resume. These officials are doing a triple header, Mark.
Oh, wow. Yeah, that's tough.
You know, we all know there's a shortage.
Yes.
But
yes.
And I've seen Muskegans do a double header, JV and varsity games when they're shorthanded. But these guys are doing all 3.
That's a lot. We appreciate their hard work because we couldn't have the games we love without them. So.
Right. Well, I'll give you their names later. I did get a chance to talk to both coaches at length. And I'll start with Tyrone here at Pioneer. And he has a couple major concerns. He wants to contest all their 3 attempts.
Indeed.
They do have some good perimeter shooters. He's concerned about the transition game, offense to defense and defense to offense. He knows, even though he has an advantage with the size, rebounding is going to be a key, so boxing out fundamental is going to be very important. And on offense, he wants to move that ball and try to keep the defense uncomfortable. After national anthem, I'll talk about Saline.
Perfect. Well done. Ladies and gentlemen, now to honor America, the playing of the national anthem. All right, now after the national anthem, what were you saying there, Coach?
One more note concerning Pioneer. Tyrone made a very good point at the end. This is the seniors' last game on their home court versus Saline. I guess new to the area, I didn't know it's a pretty big rivalry here.
Indeed, absolutely.
So I did talk to Coach Leanne Ream of Saline, and she's assisted by Sam Hotop. They are a team with depth, and they play defense, and those teams are always dangerous. Well, the other night they kept Dexter scoreless in the first quarter.
It's insane, absolutely.
Their point guard, Kate Stemmer, a senior, is an outstanding defensive player. Just last week, she's tied the school record for 11 steals in a game.
Wow.
And she's committed to play at Northwood. She's averaging 4.5 steals a game and 5 assists. Kira Ream, coach's daughter's a sophomore, and she's a 3 threat. And she's averaging about 17 points per game, 4 rebounds per game, and 3 assists per game. Kaden Media, a junior, is averaging 10 points a game. Good all-around athlete. And another name she mentions was Hadley Griffin, a senior, who also can shoot the 3, averaging about 8 points per game. 3 points of emphasis for Coach Ream was size is a concern for her and their rebounding. So the battle in the paint will be very important. Defending the post. Pioneers got a couple good post players and team help. They're a very balanced team. They got some depth. Max Prep has them ranked 36 in the state right now, and in D1 they're ranked 19th.
That is impressive. And Stemmer, her sister, I think, had a school high a couple years ago in points here at Pioneers, so we're hoping her younger sister won't do that to us today. The starters for Saline: Maida, Stager, Stemmer, Ream, and Griffin. On the other side for Pioneer, it is Powell, Jordan Davis, Gatson, Emmanuel Davis, and Sheffield. Head coach for Pioneer, of course, is Coach Tyrone Hicks, assistant Fred Weber, and as Coach told you, it's Leanne Ream, as well as Sam Hotop. On the other side for Saline, Emmanuel Davis in to take the jump. On the other side is going to be Griffin. That tipped back, controlled as Powell trying to pull it away. That grab as that put up and in. Maida quickly with 2 points, and it's 2-0. Saline with the lead. Pioneer brings it ahead as Powell has it on the far sideline. Powell gets it over to Sheffield. Sheffield over to Gatson. Gatson on the far side of the paint to Emmanuel Davis. She gets it back to Jordan Davis. Now Gatson top of the key. That moved over back to Gatson in the paint. She puts it up off the front of the rim as that goes out of bounds. Grabbed and headed the other direction as Maida. Maida for Saline into the paint. Dishes off on the far corner for Stemmer. Stemmer hits it. That's a 3-pointer. Stemmer lets herself be hurt immediately, and that's 5-0. Saline with the lead over Pioneer. Powell for Pioneer. Gets it over to Sheffield on the near wing. Sheffield over to Gatson. Right on the 3-point line. That's going to be a travel call, and that will be Saline's ball as Maida will inbound. Gets it ahead to Stemmer. Stemmer over half court. Stemmer on the far wing working against Sheffield. Hands that off over to Ream. Ream into the near corner. Working her way around is Griffin. Griffin gets it right back to Stemmer with Maida to the free throw line. Maida moves it back. There's a 3-pointer. Stemmer putting that up. That tipped back by Sheffield. Back to Jordan Davis. Here comes Pioneer down by 5 points as Powell brings it over midcourt. Powell has that tipped away and knocked away back there by Griffin coming the other direction. That's stolen away by Jordan Davis underneath. Good ball handling and good defense by Jordan Davis. Here comes Powell. Powell gets over midcourt. Griffin providing hard pressure on her. Bounce pass on the far sideline to Jordan Davis. Jordan Davis to Gatson. Gatson on the far wing. Gatson steps back, puts up a long 2. That off of the rim, pulled down by Stemmer. Stemmer the other direction for Sling. Gets it underneath. That put up and in by Maida. Maida has 4 points, and it's quickly 7-0 for Saline. Pioneer takes the timeout to talk things over, but Saline out to a very quick start. What does Pioneer need to do to try and stem the quick lead by Saline?
Well, right off that defensive rebound, they're in the transition, and they're pushing the ball up the floor, and they've got to get back on defense. And I always thought when in the transition game, when we're getting back on defense, keep an eye on the ball, and you pick up the nearest man. Both teams are playing man-to-man. You can adjust and switch back to who you're assigned to when you get the opportunity. But we also stress, always peel back in the middle of the floor. Most teams get to the middle, they pass to the middle, dribble up the middle. So defend that main street, we call it.
Excellent. Coming ahead, here comes Powell. Powell for Pioneer. Over midcourt, working against Griffin. As Jordan Davis has it on the far sideline. Jordan Davis over to Gatson on the far wing. Gatson to Emmanuel Davis on the baseline. She puts it up, rolls around, wouldn't go. Gatson with the rebound. She puts it up and in. Gatson with her first points, and it's 7-2. Pioneer down by 5. In the near corner, that's grabbed by Ream. Ream working her way to the free throw line. Stolen away. Here comes Emmanuel Davis. Emmanuel Davis quickly ahead. She'll put it up, and that rolls off the rim back over to Gatson. Gatson in the paint. Gatson puts it up. That off the back of the rim, pulled down, trying to grab it, coming the other direction. Here comes Griffin over midcourt. Griffin gets it on the far wing. Griffin launches it into the near corner. There's a three, and that in. That was Maida for 3. She has 7, and it's 10-2. Saline with the lead. Bringing it ahead is Powell. Powell trying to get over midcourt. Gets it over to Sheffield. Sheffield coming down on the near sideline for Pioneer. To the baseline. Sheffield picks up the dribble over to Gatson on the near wing. Gatson to the far elbow. Gatson gets it to Emmanuel Davis. Then Gatson gets it back. Up and in. Gatson with 4 points, and it's 10-4. Saline with the lead. Bringing it ahead is Stemmer. Stemmer dishes it off into the far corner. Coming down, that's Maida with it on the baseline. Trying to get the block was Emmanuel Davis, and she got more than just ball. That will be her first foul. That'll put Maida to the line, shooting 2. 4:32 left to go here in the first. Maida bends her knees, puts up and in. She has 8 points already. 4:32 left to go here in the game, in the first quarter. Maida, one more from the line, spins the ball, bends the knees, puts it up. And off the back of the rim, that's pulled down by Griffin. Back to Maida. Maida over on the far wing, that put up by Stemmer. Wouldn't go. 3-pointer. Tracked down by Jordan Davis. Jordan Davis splits the defense over to Sheffield. Sheffield coming down the far sideline. Sheffield over midcourt for Pioneer. Now Powell on the near wing. Powell working against Griffin. Powell hands it off. There is a whistle and a foul. That is going to be on Griffin. Griffin picks up her first foul. 1 on Pioneer and 1 on Saline. Jordan Davis on the far sideline. Jordan Davis to inbound, gets it over to Emmanuel Davis, hands it back to Jordan Davis. Down the near side of the paint, into the near corner. There's a 3-pointer by Powell. That one just a little long. Pulled down, coming the other direction is Maida. Maida for Saline over midcourt. Maida over into the far corner. There's Stemmer for 3. Off the rim. Stemmer gets the rebound now for a 3-pointer. That by Ream. Back into the near corner. Out of bounds. That will be Pioneer's ball. 3:48 left to go here in the first. 11 for Saline, 4 for Pioneer. Gatson to inbound on the near sideline. Gatson gets into Sheffield. Sheffield for Pioneer over midcourt. Sheffield on the far wing. Hands it off to Jordan Davis. Jordan Davis, top of the key. Now on the near wing. And over to Rayford Isom. Rayford Isom over to Sheffield on the far sideline. Sheffield, top of the key. Over on the near wing to Jordan Davis. Jordan Davis works her way around the arc. Back to Rayford Isom on the far sideline. Rayford Isom, top of the key. Back to Sheffield on the near wing. Into the paint. Sheffield puts it up and puts it in. Sheffield with 2 points, and it's 11-6. Pioneer down, quickly ahead, and off the rim by Ream, pulled down by Pioneer. Here comes Sheffield the other direction for Pioneer over midcourt. Pioneer down by 5. Sheffield, that off the rim, pulled down by Rayford Isom. Rayford Isom gets it back to Jordan Davis. Jordan Davis on the far wing for Pioneer. Jordan Davis to Rayford Isom for 3. That off the rim, falls off. Gatson gets it into the far corner. Now Rayford Isom on the far wing. Back to Sheffield on the near wing. Sheffield gets it. Jordan Davis for a long 2-pointer and puts it in. Jordan Davis with her first points of the game. She has 2, and it's 11-8. Saline with the lead, quickly up and in. Maida launches it in. She has 10 points coming down the other direction. 13-8. 5-point lead for Saline as Sheffield has it for Pioneer in the front court. Hands it off to Rayford Isom. Rayford Isom working against Stemmer. Rayford Isom hands it off to Sheffield right in front of the Saline bench. Sheffield dribbles, works her way, hands it off, fakes it to Jordan Davis. Now gets it over to Emmanuel Davis, top of the key. Into Gatson in the paint. Gatson dishes it underneath that, up and in. Jordan Davis has 4 points. And it's now 13-10, quickly ahead. Saline has it, Maida into the paint. Underneath, that put up. Gatson with the rebound, would not go for Sweet. Here comes Pioneer underneath to Emmanuel Davis, who puts it up and in. Emmanuel Davis with her first point from a beautiful feed from Sheffield. Stemmer brings it up for Saline, 13-12. Saline with a 1-point lead. Rayford Isom steals it away. Rayford Isom comes down to try and get Pioneer the lead. Off the underside of the rim, coming the other direction is Stemmer over half court. Stemmer races ahead to the free throw line. Stemmer over onto the near wing, gets that over to Burt. There's a three-pointer off the back of the rim, pulled down by Emmanuel Davis. Quickly moves it ahead to Jordan Davis. Pioneer down by 1, 13-12. Saline with the lead with 1:15 left to go here in the first. Sheffield in the front court for Pioneer. Hands it off to Rayford Isom. Rayford Isom top of the key. Moves it over to Gatson on the near wing. Gatson gets it to Emmanuel Davis just off the top of the key. Back to Gatson in the paint. Gatson puts it up. That off the back and rolls in. Gatson with 6 points. And Pioneer with a 1-point lead quickly ahead with it. Is into the near corner. There's a three-pointer that long by Saline. Pulled down by Rayford Isom. Pioneer with the lead. Rayford Isom brings it ahead for Pioneer. 42 seconds left to go here in the first. Pioneer 14, Saline 13. That ball goes out of bounds right to Coach Ream on the bench.
Pioneers back, bounced back very well. They're being a little more patient on offense and sometimes making 3 or 4 passes on a possession, and it's paying off.
And they're dealing with Saline's fast break a little bit better. Saline is really pushing the play very quickly. As that's handed off to Jordan Davis. Jordan Davis, top of the key, moves it over onto the far wing to Rayford Isom. Rayford Isom, 30 seconds left in the period, puts up the shot, wouldn't go, falls short, but a foul. That is going to be Burt. Burt picks up her first foul, 1 on Pioneer, 2 on Saline. Rayford Isom to the line. She can give Pioneer a 3-point lead. Rayford Isom, first shot is up. That ball's just a little short. One more shot coming, trying to make it 15-13. Trying to extend Pioneer's 1-point lead. One more shot coming for Rayford Isom. And we're broadcasting a doubleheader. These officials working a triple header. We appreciate that. Rayford Isom puts that in. That's her first point, and it's a 2-point lead for Pioneer. Quickly ahead, Saline has it. Stemmer at the top of the key, onto the far wing. Stemmer hands it off over to Griffin. Griffin into the paint. There's a three-pointer. That off the rim, knocked away. Taking it down. Powell gets it, trying to keep it in bounds. That out of bounds. Good effort by Powell and by Rayford Isom, but wouldn't go. Pioneer 15, Saline 13, 11.4 seconds left to go. Saline inbound on the far sideline. And inbounded. Stemmer comes top of the key, works her way around the arc. Stemmer gets it back. There's a three-pointer by Ream. That rims off. Pulled down by Emmanuel Davis. Emmanuel Davis for Pioneer. That will do it for the first. At the end of 1, it is Pioneer 15 and Saline 13. As Saline had the huge momentum early, Pioneer able to come back. What are your thoughts on that first quarter there, Coach?
Well, yeah, the whole momentum has switched, and as we mentioned earlier, Saline's doing an excellent job in the transition from defense to offense. And a Stemmer, when she's in attack mode coming up the middle, her head's up. She's evaluating the defense and looking for that high percentage shot. But Pioneers adjusted a little bit and doing a little better job getting back. But I think a key factor is, like I said, offensively, they've kind of slowed down and been more patient, making that extra pass.
Indeed.
That's ending up with some points.
Absolutely. They've been able to get some good points in the paint and make some hay off of that.
You know, the key stat we're watching tonight is that rebound war in the paint. And after one, Pioneers got a total of 12 and Saline 5. And Saline's struggling from the three. They're 2 for 8 on the arc for 25%.
They hit a couple early ones, and sometimes you feel it at that point, and when the rest of them don't go, it's hard to adjust. Coming over, Powell has it in the front court for Pioneer. Powell, and bounce pass over to Jones. Jones gets it over on the far sideline. That's stolen away, racing ahead. Maida has it up and in. Maida with a game-high 12 points, and it's 15-15 with 7:40 left to go in the second. Gatson has it on the far sideline. Gatson back over to Sheffield. Sheffield over to Jordan Davis in the far corner. Jordan Davis works her way down the baseline. Jordan Davis over to Sheffield on the near wing. Sheffield gets it to Gatson at the free throw line. Now over to Powell. Powell at the far elbow. Back to Gatson. Gatson just off the arc over to Jones on the near wing. Jordan Davis works her way to the top of the key, now down the far side of the paint, puts it up, that wouldn't go, off the near side of the rim. Stemmer the other direction. Stemmer for Saline into the front court, dishes it off to Maida. Maida back along the far side to Ream. Ream back over to Stemmer. Stemmer working against Jordan Davis, coming over on the near wing. Gets it to Griffin underneath, that put up as Stager puts it up, wouldn't go, but a whistle underneath. 6. Jones picks up her first foul. 6:53 left to go. Tie game 15-15. Stager trying to break the deadlock. First shot from the free throw line off the front of the rim. One more coming for Stager. Manuel Davis back in. Jordan Davis gets a breather. Jones back on the bench as well. Stager puts up the second one. That rattles off to the far side and out of bounds. That will be Pioneers' ball. Maida tried to get to it, but couldn't quite keep it in bounds. Gatson, the inbound. Saline showing some full court pressure now, pulling ahead. Here comes Rayford Isom. Rayford Isom all the way down the baseline, kicks it over. That's stolen away. Saline down the other direction as Griffin has it. Griffin over midcourt. Griffin dishes it off into the far corner. Ream works her way around the arc. Ream, top of the key, being watched by Sheffield. Ream into the paint, puts it up, and that block by Emmanuel Davis. Emmanuel Davis sends it towards the Pioneer cheerleaders with some authority. 6:30 left to go here in the second. Still knotted up at 15 apiece. Stemmer to inbound, baseline right, gets it all the way back to Stager. Stager back over to Stemmer. Stemmer at the free throw line, bounces over to Ream. Now Maida coming down the baseline into the near corner. That launched by Griffin over to Stemmer. Stemmer on the far wing, steps back. Stemmer as trying to get to it. Sheffield trying to intercept. Maida got underneath Sheffield over the top, and that will be a foul on Sheffield. That's her first foul. 2 on Pioneer, none so far in this quarter on Saline. Stager to inbound on the near sideline. Gatson watching her. Ahead, Stemmer to the free throw line, puts up a three-pointer off the back of the rim. Gatson trying to get it. Out of bounds. That will be Pioneer ball. 15-15, game is tied. Powell brings it in for Pioneer with 6:07 left to go before halftime. Rayford Isom coming down the far sideline. Rayford Isom now comes top of the key over to Sheffield. Sheffield works her way down the far side of the paint. Sheffield picks up the dribble. She ends up down on the court. That'll be a travel. 5:55 left to go here in the second. Stager to inbound, gets it over to Stemmer. Stemmer brings it ahead for Saline. Sheffield watching her. Stemmer coming down the far sideline. Stemmer on the far wing. Over to Maida. Maida works her way into the paint. And trying to send it over to Griffin. At the Ream, top of the key. Trying to get it underneath the Stemmer. That tipped away by Sheffield. Out of bounds. That is going to be Saline's ball, baseline right. Jordan Davis back in for Pioneer. Launched over, grabbing it is Stager. Stager hands it off to Stemmer. Stemmer back on the far wing. Now comes to the free throw line. Over to Ream on the near wing. Ream, top of the key. Ream into the near corner for Stager. Gatson quickly to her. Racing in. Maida has it tipped away. Trying to grab it. Loose ball. Trying to pick it up. Down to the ground is Emmanuel Davis, and that's going to end up being a jump ball. Possession arrow is going to be Saline's way as Stager has it on the near sideline. 5:19 left to go here before halftime. Maida at the top of the key. Maida with some speed over to Ream on the far wing. Ream to the free throw line. Gets it over to Stemmer. Stemmer over on the far wing. Maida for three. Maida, that off the glass, but put up and in. Stager with her first points of the game. And it's 17-15. Saline with the lead. That tipped out of bounds on the far sideline. Out of bounds. That will be Saline's ball. Stager to inbound on the far sideline, right in front of the Pioneer bench. Got it over to Maida. Maida, top of the key. Maida coming down the near side of the paint. Over to Ream on the near wing. Ream to the free throw line. Gets it over to Stemmer. Stemmer down into the paint. Moves it over to Maida to the free throw line. Maida picked up the dribble. Bounce pass underneath. Wouldn't go as that grabbed by Gatson. Now coming ahead. Here comes Powell for Pioneer. Pioneer down by 2. Powell down the far sideline. Powell to the free throw line. Back over to Rayford Isom on the near wing. Rayford Isom comes top of the key. Rayford Isom over on the far wing, hands it off to Powell. Powell over to Gatson, top of the key. Gatson now on the near wing to Jordan Davis. Jordan Davis dribbles to the free throw line. That popped up high. Rayford Isom gets the loose ball. She comes just off the top of the key. Over to Powell on the near wing. Powell down the baseline, puts it up off glass. Little too strong. Pulled down by Saline. 4:06 left to go. Quickly ahead. Saline by 5. Stemmer into the paint. Stemmer collides with Rayford Isom. Rayford Isom will pick up the foul. That's her first foul. 17-15. Saline with the lead to the line. Stemmer to shoot 2 with 4:01 left to go here in the second.
She attacked very well and took contact and still got the shot off with her weak hand.
Indeed. First shot no good for Stemmer. She has another one coming in. Sweep back in for Saline. Out there for Pioneer, it's Sheffield, Jordan Davis, Jones, Emmanuel Davis, and Rayford Isom. Stemmer with one more coming. Puts it up and puts it in. Stemmer with 4 points, and it's now a 3-point lead, 18-15. Saline with the lead. Pioneer brings it ahead. Jones over half court. Over to Rayford Isom on the far sideline. Rayford Isom working her way around the arc. Dishes it off. Now coming ahead, Jordan Davis to the top of the key. Jordan Davis gets it over to Rayford Isom on the near wing. Over to Emmanuel Davis now, top of the key. Sheffield puts up for 3. That wouldn't go. Jordan Davis with the rebound. Jordan Davis back out on the near wing. Jordan Davis comes top of the key. Jordan Davis gets a screen from Jones down on the far sideline. That ball out of bounds. That will be Saline's ball with 3:28 left to go here in the second. 18-15. Saline with the lead. Stemmer brings the ball over midcourt. Gets it back over to Maida. Maida, top of the key. Maida trying to come down the far side. Back to Stemmer. Stemmer. And back to Ream on the near wing. Ream coming down into the paint. Puts it up. That rattles off the near side of the rim. Emmanuel Davis over to Sheffield for Pioneer. Down the far sideline into the front court. Sheffield steps back on the far wing. Sheffield over to Rayford Isom on the near wing. Rayford Isom to the free throw line. That knocked away. Maida racing ahead. All alone. Maida puts it up with the right hand. And in. Maida with a game high 14 points and a timeout call. Pioneer wants to talk it over as Saline gets the lead out 20-15. Well, they say basketball's a game of runs. Pioneer had a big one, and now Saline on a 5-point run of their own.
That's correct, and how teams respond to those runs is a key factor. Sometimes you have the luxury you can use a timeout, sometimes you don't, but that's very common in basketball.
You just make sure you don't get too emotionally high or low on either of those runs.
And this is where your key players, or your seniors and your veteran players or players with leadership skills kind of step up
Indeed.
and make sure they're into that offense, whatever they're doing, or if they're breaking down in transition,
Yeah.
encouraging their teammates, we got to get back, or whatever it may be. So 2:52 to go might be who makes the best run to be ahead here at the halftime.
Pioneer to inbound. Gatson inbounds on the baseline right. Here comes Jones ahead for Pioneer to Sheffield. Sheffield just inside of half court, calling out signals. Stemmer watching her. Sheffield on the far sideline, hands off to Jordan Davis. Jordan Davis over to Jones. Jones points out signals over to Gatson on the near wing. Gatson gets it top of the key to Emmanuel Davis. Emmanuel Davis to Gatson, triple team over into the far corner. Now Sheffield has it on the far wing. Sheffield comes top of the key. Sheffield now steps back right inside of the blockades over to Jones. Jones bounce pass now into the near corner for Gatson. Gatson gets it to Emmanuel Davis, but that knocked away. Gatson into the paint. Gatson steps back, puts it up and rattles it home. Good jump shot by Gatson in the paint. She has 8, and it's a 3-point lead for Saline over on the near wing. Griffin with it. Griffin back to Stemmer just off the top of the key. Sheffield watching her to the near wing. Racing around is Griffin. Griffin to the free throw line. Gets it over to Maida. Maida spinning. Poked away by Gatson, but Maida gets it back. 1 minute, 51 seconds left to go in the second as Stemmer works her way around the arc, coming down the far side of the paint. That knocked away. Emmanuel Davis with the rebound. Over to Sheffield. 20-17. Saline with the 3-point lead. Pioneer with the ball. Sheffield bounce pass over to Jones. Jones on the far wing points out signals. Back over to Jordan Davis on the near wing. Jordan Davis, top of the key. Jordan Davis over to Jones in the far corner. Jones back to Gatson. Gatson just off the top of the key. Gets it to Emmanuel Davis. Now Jones for 3. And off the rim. Wouldn't go. Rebound by Griffin. Griffin ahead. Trying to get it to Maida. That out of her reach. Battle for it in the far corner. That is going to be Saline's ball as staggered inbound on the far sideline. 1:11 left to go before halftime. Over to Stemmer. Stemmer races into the paint, dishes off on the near wing. That was a three-pointer that was blocked. Grabbed by Jordan Davis. Here comes Jones ahead for Pioneer. Jones over midcourt. Pioneer down by 3. Jordan Davis on the far sideline. Under a minute left to go before halftime. Sheffield, top of the key. Sheffield now trying to get it into the paint to Emmanuel Davis. Emmanuel Davis over to Gatson. That one knocked and held in by Jordan Davis, but pulled down. Griffin over half court. Griffin into the paint. That put up by Stager and in. So Stager has 4 points, and it's 22-17. 5-point lead by Saline. Pioneer with the ball. Jones down the far sideline. Jones hands it off to Jordan Davis. Jordan Davis over to Sheffield. Sheffield just off of the top of the key. Gets it to Gatson. Gatson works her way around the arc. Gatson looks to her left, now to her right. Gets it over to Jones on the far sideline. Jones bounce pass. Jordan Davis into the near corner. Racing ahead. Sheffield down the paint. That is going to be a blocking foul with 12.5 seconds left to go. Maida back in as Sweet goes to the sideline. I did not hear who that foul was on. Pioneer to inbound as Gatson has it. Gatson into the paint. 10 seconds left to go. Gets it over to Emmanuel Davis, who puts it up. Off the glass, off the rim. Wouldn't go. Here comes Saline the other direction. Stemmer with 2 seconds left. Stemmer puts up a long 2. That wouldn't go off the glass. And it's 22-17. Saline with a 5-point lead. It was a 2-point lead by Pioneer at the end of the first quarter. What are your thoughts on the first half there, Coach?
Well, I was just looking at some quick numbers, averages for Pioneer. They're averaging about 22 and a half for the first half, and they're at 17. So they're a little below that. However, I see they've missed six field goal attempts in the paint, and those hurt.
Indeed.
And Saline is averaging 25, so they're 3 under their average. But both teams are overall playing pretty good defense, I think. I think Saline overall just outworked Pioneer. But like you said, it's been going back and forth, and maybe the runs for Saline are a little longer than the runs for Pioneer. We got some toe-to-toe stats coming here with total rebounds. That we're watching that war closely. So after a half, Pioneer, it does have that edge, and the bigger players are making a difference. 17-10 at the line. Pioneer's shooting 50%, and Saline is shooting 33%. Pioneer had 7 turnovers. That's costly.
Indeed.
While Saline's only had 3. Bench points, Saline, as I mentioned, does have some depth. They've contributed 6 points at this point. Pioneer has scored 14 in the paint, and so has Saline. So there's a little rebounding difference, but scoring is equal.
Good battle in the paint, so should be a very good game so far coming up. And if you want to do a little you make the call, and then we can step away for a second and do a few messages from the MHSA. Oh, we do want to mention, by the way, it's very appropriate as Wednesday was National Girls and Women's in Sports Day. And Eve Claire, a little before that, Pioneers AD, is being awarded the MHSAA Women in Sports Leadership Award for the 2024 season. So we want to congratulate Eve. That's a huge honor. She has worked very hard and deserves it very well. We wouldn't be here without her giving us a chance, and we can't thank her enough. She's been amazingly integral to all the success here at Pioneer. So we appreciate her, and we appreciate her getting that honor. So
Well, I talked to her mom for a minute, and it took place last week at the headquarters of the Michigan High School Athletic Association. It happened to fall on her birthday, so I guess everybody there sang her a happy birthday.
well, that's a lovely birthday present. You
Yeah.
can't make that happen often, so that's
Right.
wonderful.
Okay, Mark, let's see if you can make the call here tonight. Here's a scenario. A10 is fouled on an unsuccessful try. A10 is not a good free throw shooter. A14 is and steps to the free throw line. What is the result when the deception is discovered? You have 4 choices here. 1, A, there's no penalty. A10 will be sent to the line to shoot the free throws. Or is it B, a team technical is charged to team A? Or could it be C, a technical foul is charged to player A14? Or D, a technical foul is charged to the team A head coach?
Ooh, good question here. We'll play a few messages from the MHSAA. We will be back with your intermission scoreboard report as well as the results for You Make the Call. I'll see if I can get it right. You can play along at home as it is 22-17 at the half. Saline with the edge. Let's play a few messages from the MHSAA.
Here are 5 more good reasons for multi-sport participation. Multi-sport athletes are more coachable. They have higher athletic ceilings. They become better talent in the long run. They have higher sports IQs. Their sport skills transfer, and they are better teammates. Multi-sport participation is cross-training for life. Learn more at the MHSAA website. A message from the Michigan High School Athletic Association, promoting the value and values of educational athletics. Here are 5 good reasons for high school multi-sport participation. Fewer overuse injuries, less opportunity for emotional burnout, exposure to different kids and coaches, exposure to different roles, and learning to compete better. Being a multi-sport participant can help a kid become a more well-rounded person. Multi-sport participation is cross-training for life. Learn more at the MHSAA website. A message from the Michigan High School Athletic Association, promoting the value and values of educational athletics.
Where can you find good information on all kinds of topics related to the well-being of our student athletes? Check out the health and safety page of the MHSAA website. Learn about multi-sport participation, heat and hydration, cardiovascular resources, as well as insurance benefits available for our students. It's all on the health and safety page of MHSAA.com. A message from the Michigan High School Athletic Association, promoting the value and values of educational athletics.
Let's do our intermission scoreboard reports as let's take a look at So at 5:30 in the second quarter, Saline was up 22 to 17, and then so lots of good defense in that second, keeping things no scoring in that final piece of the second. So it's been a defensive battle, and that has been huge. SEC Red scores back on the 29th of January. It was Dexter beating Skyline 51 to 13 on the 30th. Dexter beat Huron 59 to 14. Wow, what a defense Dexter has. Saline beat Skyline 61 to 18, and Lincoln beat Monroe 47 to 37. On the first, Pioneer beat Ypsilanti Lincoln 57 to 37. It was Temperance Bedford over Monroe 52 to 25. On February 2nd, Monroe beat Huron 68 to 27. It was Saline beating Dexter 50 to 33. Temperance Bedford beat Skyline 62 to 23. On the third, Saline beat Ypsilanti Lincoln 72 to 32. On the sixth, Pioneer beat Skyline 52 to 28. It was Dexter beating Ypsilanti Lincoln 62 to 33. Saline topping Monroe 57 to 28, and Temperance Bedford beating Huron 62 to 32. On the 8th, it was Dexter beating Monroe 50 to 32. In the SEC White, it was Adrian beating Sand Creek 30 to 20. On the 30th of January, Adrian beat Jackson 48 to 34. It was Pinckney topping Ypsilanti Community 37 to 35. Tecumseh beat Chelsea 60 to 57. On the 2nd, Chelsea beat Pinckney 65 to 29. Tecumseh topped Adrian 63 to 32. Ypsilanti Community over Jackson 49 to 38. On the 6th of February, Chelsea beat Adrian 68 to 21. Pinckney topped Jackson 54 to 28, and it was Tecumseh over Ypsilanti Community 75 to 35. Let us see how I can do with this. You make the call if you want to read that again, Coach, and I'll see if I can get that right.
Sure. And like you mentioned, this is not just for you, it's all our listeners, and always trying to educate listeners about the challenge of officiating games.
Absolutely, absolutely.
I sincerely believe it's the toughest sport to officiate. It's a quick, fast game. There's no delays in between calls. Like in football and baseball, there's that little break.
Yep.
And you got 10 athletes in a small space moving full speed often.
I would not want to be there, or I would not want to be hockey where you can't escape the game. You're on that ice rink.
Hockey and soccer are very similar, yeah. Here's the scenario. A10 is fouled on an unsuccessful try. A10 is not a good free throw shooter. A14 is and steps to the free throw line. What is the result when the deception is discovered? Is it A, no penalty, A10 will be sent to the line to shoot free throws? B, team technical is charged to team A? Or could it be C, a technical foul is charged to player A14? Or D, a technical foul is charged to team A head coach?
That is a good one. So I know that it should be a technical foul there. The question is who gets it. And I'm going to say player A14 gets the technical foul.
You're going to say it's A?
Yeah.
Okay. The correct answer is C, technical foul is charged to player A14, and we should note all three officials in the pregame got it right.
Of course they did, and we appreciate them being here, working a triple header. We can't thank them enough for being here. And hey, I got another one right, so that is huge. So I was thinking either the player or the coach, and it just makes sense for the player to get the technical foul. That's some sneaky things. I'm sure things like that happen.
Yeah.
You're just hoping no one recognizes it, but boy, that's kind of tough.
Yeah.
Pioneer to inbound, down by 5 here at the beginning of the third. Gatson to inbound right in front of us. As Pioneer hoping to have a big third. Again, there were no points scored in the last 5:30 of the second. So real defensive game there. Both teams slightly under their halftime average, as Coach told you. Gatson has it. Gatson gets it into Powell. Here comes Pioneer. Powell over half court coming down the far side. Pioneer down by 5. Gets it over to Sheffield, top of the key. Sheffield hands it off to Jordan Davis. Jordan Davis on the far wing. Back to Sheffield on the near wing. Sheffield working against Stemmer. Gets it to Emmanuel Davis on the baseline, trying to get it to Gatson. Gatson, it was down on the court, coming the other direction. Stemmer. Stemmer puts it up and rattles it home. Stemmer with 6 points, and it's 24-17. A 7-point lead by Saline. Powell has it in the front court for Pioneer. Right in front of Coach on the far sideline. Gets it over to Gatson. Gatson on the far wing. Over to Emmanuel Davis. Emmanuel Davis spins with it. Puts it up. That off the rim. Wouldn't go. Pulled down. Coming the other direction is Griffin for Saline. Quickly ahead. Gets it to Ream. Now over to Griffin. Top of the key. Griffin steps back. Griffin over to Stemmer. Stemmer over on the far wing. Over to Stager. And a whistle and a foul. That is going to be Gatson who picks up the foul. That is her first foul, first on Pioneer in this period. 7 minutes, 2 seconds left to go here in the third. 24-17. Saline with the lead and the ball inbounding baseline left. Knocked away by Gatson. Out of bounds. That is going to stay Saline ball. Official with a much better view of it than I had. That will be Griffin to inbound right in front of her own bench. Gets it over to Stemmer. Stemmer, top of the key. Over on the near wing to Maida. Maida puts it top of the key over to Griffin, over to Stemmer. Trying to get it underneath that. Quickly put up and in. And Maida continues her game high with 16 points. 26-17. Saline with the lead. Pioneer puts it up and in. As great job by Sheffield to put it up. She has 4 points. And it's 26-19, 7-point lead by Saline. Stemmer over half court for Saline. Gets it over to Stager. Stager bounce pass into the paint for Ream. Ream puts it up. She's fouled. She goes down to the deck. She'll fouled in the act of shooting. She'll go to the line. And it sounds like that was Gatson who picked up their second foul. Second on Pioneer in this quarter. That put up and rims out. One more coming for Ream. Bending the knees, puts it up. Ream puts in the second one, as that's her first point, and it's 27-29. Saline with the lead. Quickly ahead for Pioneer is Powell over half court. Pioneer. That is a foul. That's going to be on Griffin. Griffin has her second foul. That will be 1 on Saline this quarter, 2 on Pioneer. 6:19 left to go in the third. Gatson to inbound on the far sideline. Rayford Isom in for Powell. Rayford Isom, when she came in early in the game, really provided a spark for Pioneers. Sheffield in the backcourt. Sheffield comes top of the key, works her way around the arc, hands it off to Rayford Isom. Rayford Isom on the far wing. That's going to be a moving screen. Gatson picks up her third foul in very brief time. In less than 2 minutes, Gatson went from no fouls to 3 fouls. Coach is leaving her in. Stemmer brings it ahead for Saline. Stemmer, top of the key. Now on the near wing, Stemmer looking to hand it off to Ream. Stemmer into the near corner, then gets it back from Stager. Stemmer comes down the near side of the paint. Over to Stager. Stager for 3. That off the rim, and that will be out of bounds as it hit the strap that holds up the basket. That counts as out of bounds. Gatson to inbound, baseline left, over to Rayford Isom. 5:50 left to go in the third. 27-19, 8-point lead by Saline. Sheffield down the baseline on the far wing. Sheffield trying to find a way to get it over to Gatson. Hands it off as that tipped out of bounds. Pioneer to inbound, baseline right. Rayford Isom gets it in as Gatson over on the near wing to Jordan Davis. Jordan Davis into the paint, up and in, and the foul. Jordan Davis with 6 points. She'll go to the line, trying to make it a 3-point play. Bullock in for Pioneer. Three fouls on Pioneer, 2 on Saline this quarter. Jordan Davis puts up the basket and puts it in, rolls around and home. 3-point play for Jordan Davis, and it's 27-22. That ball knocked right back out of bounds. So Saline with a 5-point lead, 5:32 left to go in the third. As that inbounded grab, racing ahead with it is Stemmer. Backcourt, full court pressure by Pioneer. Moved ahead to Griffin over half court for Saline. Sheffield has her there. Griffin on the near wing, works her way to the top of the key, working down the near side is Maida. That off the bottom of the rim. Coming ahead is Sheffield. Sheffield down the far sideline. Sheffield over half court for Pioneer. Sheffield picks up the dribble. Sheffield bounce pass over to Jordan Davis, top of the key. Now back to Rayford Isom on the far sideline. Rayford Isom puts it up off glass. Wouldn't go. Off the rim. Coming the other direction is Maida. Over half court. That tipped away. Whistle and a foul with 4:58 left to go. Rayford Isom picks up her second foul. 4:58 left to go here in the third. 27-22. 5-point lead by Saline. Griffin gets it in. Stemmer bringing it, bounce pass over to Maida. Over Griffin, top of the key now on the near wing. Stemmer with it. Stemmer. There's a whistle off ball. Or no, excuse me, that was travel, I believe. That will be Pioneer's ball, down by 5. I think that was Maida with her first foul. As bringing ahead is Jones. Over half court, Pioneer down by 5. Hands it off to Jordan Davis. Rayford Isom. Now Bullock has it. Bullock into the far corner for Jordan Davis. Jordan Davis into the paint, puts it up and in. Jordan Davis with the basket and the foul. With 4:33 left to go. It's like, do you have a stat there, Coach?
Yeah, really looking at the rebound number, Emmanuel's leading Pioneer thus far with 6 rebounds. And Kate Stemmer, who's 5'5", is leading Saline with 5 rebounds so far.
Basket missed. Pioneer almost got it, but that knocked out of bounds. That will be Saline ball. Pioneer down by 3, 4:31 left to go. As Maida gets it into Stemmer. Full court pressure by Pioneer. Back over to Maida. Maida over half court for Saline. Maida into the paint. Over into the near corner. There's Ream for 3. That off the far side of the rim. Gatson with the rebound. Over to Rayford Isom. Over half court. Rayford Isom coming down the near side of the paint to the baseline. She backs up. Over to Gatson on the near wing. Over to Jones. Now on the far wing is Jordan Davis. Works her way to the free throw line. Into the paint. Finger roll up. Wouldn't go, off the side of the rim. Pulled down by Stager. Now Stemmer back to Stager. Stemmer gets it back. Saline over midcourt. Coming down the near side of the paint. Stemmer with it. Now she dishes it off to Ream. Top of the key. Now over on the far wing to Griffin. Her three-pointer wouldn't go. Coming the other direction. Here comes Jones for Pioneer. 3:45 left to go. Here in the third. Jones on the near wing. Into the near corner for Jordan Davis. Works her way to the free throw line. Over to Rayford Isom in the far wing. Now Jones on the far sideline. Over to Gatson. Gatson gets it to Bullock. Coming down the baseline. Puts it up off glass and in. Bullock with 2 points. Her first points of the game, and Pioneer down by 1. Coming ahead, Saline has it. Griffin on the far wing. Bounce pass into the far corner for Ream. Ream to the free throw line. Back over to Stemmer. 27-26. Stemmer puts it up, rattles around, wouldn't go. Stager with the rebound, but Bullock steals the pass. Bullock ahead, bounce pass. That is going to be a travel on Pioneer. We really appreciate the sportsmanship there by Griffin as she helped Jordan Davis up. Love to see that. Always love to see good sportsmanship. 3:04 left to go here in the third. 27-26. Saline with the 1-point lead and the ball. Stemmer brings it ahead. Stemmer over half court. Stemmer working against Powell. Comes to the free throw line. Stemmer now dishes it off to Ream on the near wing. Ream over on the far wing to over to Sweet. Trying to get it underneath. That put up wouldn't go. Rebound out of bounds. Pioneer ball. 2:44 left to go here in the third. 1-point lead by Saline. Pioneer with the opportunity to take the lead for the first time since early in the second. Here comes Powell over half court, handing it off to Jones now. Sheffield on the far sideline. There to the free throw line now into the near corner for Powell. Powell thought about it, now moves it over to Jones. Jones on the near wing, back to Gatson, underneath to Emmanuel Davis. Emmanuel Davis back to Jones. Jones for three. That off the rim to the far side. Stemmer with the rebound, reach in foul by Gatson. That's going to be number 4. And coach has a tough call to make. That's if my stats are correct. They may not be. That is 5 fouls on Pioneer. That puts Stemmer to the line. Stemmer puts it up and off the back of the rim. Still a 1-point lead by Saline, 27-26. Griffin in, replaces Ream. Can't be easy to be the coach's daughter on a team. That's got to be a fair amount of pressure.
Oh, it is. It's you can't imagine. I know some coaches that hung around a few extra years to coach their son or daughter, and I know a few that left earlier than they wanted because they did not want to coach their son or daughter.
I get that rebound miss. Saline with the rebound as Stemmer works her way, top of the key, steps back. As watching her is Gatson. Stemmer hands it off to Griffin. Griffin to the free throw line. Griffin steps back, moves it over into the far corner. Stemmer for three, and she hits it. They've been having some issues from three, but Stemmer gets it and makes it a 4-point lead, 33-26. Sheffield brings that for Pioneer. Down the near side of the paint, puts it up, that a little too long. Jordan Davis with the rebound. Jordan Davis on the far wing, launches it over to Jones. Now Sheffield, jump shot. That one a little long. Jordan Davis again with the rebound. Jordan Davis back over to Jones on the far wing. Jones looks over, gets it to Gatson, top of the key. Gatson over to Emmanuel Davis at the free throw line, contact. Emmanuel Davis goes down, foul called.
That was a good play. There's a play people don't look at. She's playing a high post, a nice, good high entry pass. She caught it with both hands, a good wide base with her feet. Contact hit her. She leaned forward a little bit, but tried to keep her balance and went down hard the second time. But she kept possession of the ball, ends up at the line.
Which is huge. Missed the first shot. Second shot coming for Emmanuel Davis. Opportunity to get down to a 3-point game. Bends the knees, eyes the rim, puts it up, puts it in. As Emmanuel Davis with 3 points, and it's 30-27. Saline with the ball and the lead. Bringing it is Maida. Full court pressure by Bullock. Maida. It's over midcourt for Saline. Maida comes top of the key. And there is going to be a foul on Bullock. So that is going to put Maida to the line. Maida dribbles, eyes the rim, spins the ball with 1:18 left to go in the third. Maida puts it up and in. She has 17 points. And back to a 4-point lead by Saline, trying to make it a 5-point lead. Maida has been very good from the line and the field. That up and in. Maida with 18 points, and it's 1:18 left to go, 32-27. Saline with the lead. Rayford Isom for Pioneer, quickly to the baseline, putting it up. That wouldn't go, and an offensive foul. I believe that's going to be the third foul on Rayford Isom. 1:12 left to go here in the third, 32-27. And ball out of bounds. Saline to try inbounding again. Some substitutions as Stager and Stemmer come in. Sweet goes out as well as Burt. Griffin gets it into Stemmer. Stemmer over midcourt. Stemmer has the 5-point lead and the ball over to Griffin. Griffin for three. That off the back of the rim, trying to get it out of bounds. That's going to stay Saline ball. Manuel Davis tried to get it, couldn't hold on. 1 minute left to go here in the third. 32-27. Saline with the lead. Bullock gets a breather. And inbounded by Saline to Stemmer along the far sideline. Stemmer to the free throw line. Stemmer over the Ream for 3. That off the back of the rim. Tracked down, out of bounds. That will be Pioneer ball. Jordan Davis gets it over to Gatson. 50.7 seconds left to go here in the third. 5-point lead by Saline. Stemmer with a little bit of pressure in the backcourt, but now she backs off. There comes Gatson over midcourt. Gatson for Pioneer, gets it to Emmanuel Davis at the near elbow, knocked away. Emmanuel Davis down to the court, trying to pull that away, over to Gatson. That's still loose as that ball grabbed, and Griffin coming ahead with it. Huge hustle points there for Saline, but it goes out of bounds. That pass a little far for Ream, and now Pioneer with the ball trying to cut into the lead in the last 27.9 seconds left of the third. Pioneer down by 5 with the ball. Rayford Isom over midcourt. Rayford Isom stops, working her way on the near wing. Bounce pass over to Emmanuel Davis down the near side. Puts it up, off the glass to the far side. Rebound by Jordan Davis, up and in. Jordan Davis with 11 points, and it's now a 3-point lead with 7 seconds left to go. Stemmer quickly ahead to the near wing. Stemmer, 3 seconds left. Now Ream puts up a long 3. That one off glass, but not a lot of time for Saline to try and make that happen. It is now 32-29, so what was a 5-point lead is now a 3-point lead at the end of the third. What are your thoughts on the third?
Good quarter there. I was watching the first half of the third quarter, that first 4 minutes, and it looked like Saline was widening that gap, and suddenly things changed around again. Yeah, 3-point difference. I love that offensive putback by Jordan Davis just a few seconds ago.
Absolutely.
And that was a big 2. Both teams are sticking with playing man-to-man 100%. Pioneer, all their points in that quarter was in the paint.
Wow. 10 points in the paint.
Yeah, and Saline had 4 points in the paint in that third quarter. And Saline is struggling from the 3 again. 1 for 7.
That one was big, but yeah, lots of shots out there. And Stemmer hit one, but she had a couple. Ream with a couple. Some of those quick ones. I like that Pioneer was trying to get to Gatson and Emmanuel Davis, but when Saline collapsed on them, they found Jordan Davis over there to get some points and the fouls. Coming ahead, Saline has it up by 3, 7:52 left to go here in the third. Knocked away by Sheffield. Sheffield racing ahead with it, has it. Pioneer with the ball, down by 3. Sheffield puts it up and in. Nothing but net on that one for Sheffield. She has 6, and it's 32-31. 1-point game with 7:36 left to go. Stemmer has it for Saline on the far wing. Stemmer gets it over to Ream. Ream for 3. That off the rim, pulled down by Powell. Here comes Pioneer. Powell brings it ahead, down by 1. Powell over midcourt. Powell on the far wing, comes top of the key, now works her way over to Sheffield on the far wing. Sheffield back over to Jones. Jones bounce pass to Powell in the near corner. Down the baseline, and there is going to be a push. That is going to be a foul. Stemmer picks up her 3rd foul. Emmanuel Davis comes in, gives Sheffield a breather. Ball inbounded. Jones has it, gets it over to Gatson. Now Emmanuel Davis on the far side of the paint, back to Jones. Top of the key, Powell comes over to the far wing. Now back top of the key, over on the near wing. Powell trying to get it over to Emmanuel Davis at the free throw line. Emmanuel Davis into the paint, puts it up. That just off the glass, pulled down. Emmanuel Davis got her own rebound, puts it high up, wouldn't go. She got a rebound again, and that one goes in. Emmanuel Davis, tough work in the paint, 2 rebounds and a putback. She has 5 points, and Pioneer with a 1-point lead. Here comes Saline ahead, as on the far wing, Maida has it. Maida picks up her dribble, now gets it over to Stager. Stager works her way onto the far wing, hands it off to Stemmer. Stemmer, top of the key, over on the near wing to Maida. Maida down the baseline, puts it up, puts it in. Maida really good in the paint. She's great at that bank shot. Coming ahead, Jones for Pioneer, down the far sideline. Pioneer down by 1. Jones, top of the key, over onto the near wing, hands it off to Powell. Powell, top of the key for 3. That rattles around, wouldn't go, but Jordan Davis with a huge rebound and puts it up and in. Jordan Davis leading all Pioneer players with 13, and Pioneer with a 1-point lead, 35-34. 6 minutes left to go here in the fourth. That ball on the far wing, Saline with it, working her way, Stemmer to the free throw line, dishes it off. Now Ream for 3, that one just missed to the far side, tipped back, Emmanuel Davis with the rebound. Pioneer up by 1 with 5:45 left to go in the fourth. Powell over midcourt, hands it off to Jones. Jones, top of the key, over onto the far wing, passes off over to Jordan Davis. Jordan Davis comes to the free throw line, over to Powell. Powell now steps back, works her way. Jones coming down the baseline to the near side, puts up a floater, wouldn't go. Gets the rebound, but a whistle underneath. Jones picks up the foul. That is her second foul as they call over the back on Jones. Griffin to inbound, baseline right, 5:27 left to go. Pioneer up by 1, Saline with the ball. You have a stat there, Coach?
Looking for points for Emmanuel Davis, if you got him handy. She's got 11 rebounds. Wondering if she's
She has,
closing in on a
5
double-double.
points.
Okay, thank you.
Absolutely. They have kind of keyed in on her at the free throw line. Stemmer with the ball. Four-court pressure by Pioneer. Racing ahead. Over half court is Griffin for Saline, down by 1. Griffin to the free throw line. Picks up her dribble. Gets it over to Maida. Maida down the near sideline. Gets it back, right back over to Burt. Now Stemmer on the far wing. Down the paint. Stemmer dishes it off. Maida for 3. That off the back of the rim. And pulled down by Saline. That ball into the far corner. Now into the paint to Maida. There is a foul underneath. That one is Gadsden's 4th foul, so I had one too many on her. Must not have, one of that ones earlier must not have been a foul. So Coach is going to continue riding with her out there. Into the far corner. There's a three-pointer up and good by Ream. So Ream has 4 points, and now it's a 2-point lead by Saline. Jordan Davis on the near wing for Pioneer. Works her way around the arc. Whistle. And Gadsden, it looks like, just fouled out. So Gadsden is out of the game. As Coach Hicks lets his thoughts be known about that. And inbounding by Saline, stolen away. Sheffield has it coming down the far sideline. Gets it over, and that's going to be a travel on Bullock. 4:38 left to go here in the fourth. 37 Saline, 35 Pioneer, 2-point lead by the Hornets. Stemmer double team, full court pressure by Pioneer. Saline able to break it. Griffin into the front court at the top of the key, moved over by Stemmer. Stemmer over to Ream. Ream being watched by Jordan Davis. Ream dishes it off. Griffin for 3. That hit it. Griffin. Well, the three-pointers, they're having tough luck, but they've hit 2 big three-pointers. And now it's a 5-point lead, and Coach Hicks wants to talk things over as halftime at the Saline. So it was so Saline 34, Pioneer 25 in the as far as I believe that was at the in the second half, right? So
that's at halftime, yes.
At halftime, yeah.
Yeah.
So 32-29 or
34-25.
Yep.
Yeah. Well, 4 minutes to go.
Yeah.
5-point game. A lot can happen here, and I'm paying close attention to fit. They don't look like this is their third game, man. They're still getting up and down the floor.
Yeah.
And both teams are pushing it when they can, and they have to keep up with the teams.
Absolutely. 4:16 left to go. 40-35. Saline with the lead. Pioneer trying to come up with an answer. Again, Saline had some issues from three-pointers, but 2 huge ones. One by Ream, one by Griffin, really is what puts Saline ahead, and some good rebounding. Bullock inbound on the far sideline. Gets it into Sheffield. Sheffield brings it ahead over half court. Sheffield coming ahead, down by 5. Hands it off to Jordan Davis. Jordan Davis, top of the key, coming down. Dishes off. Rayford Dyson for 3. That rattles around. Wouldn't go. Bullock with the rebound up and in, and a foul. Bullock now has 4 points. Opportunity to make it a 3-point play here.
And the reason for that is Bullock caught that ball high with 2 hands, which you teach. She did not bring it down. She kept it high, used her legs to get her strength and power, finished strong.
As that shot in, Bullock makes it a 3-point play. She has 5 points. It's now a 2-point game, 40-38. Under 4 minutes left to go. Stemmer brings it ahead for Saline. Into the near corner, over to Maida. Maida down into the paint, dishes it off. Griffin for 3. Now they're feeling it. Griffin with a huge 3-pointer. She has 6. It's 3:45 left to go. Rayford Dyson brings it ahead for Pioneer as Pioneer back down by 5. Rayford Dyson gets it over to Sheffield. Sheffield, top of the key. Sheffield over at the far elbow. Sheffield bounce pass over to Rayford Dyson. Rayford Dyson at the top of the key over to Bullock on the far wing. Back to Rayford Dyson into the far corner. Sheffield with it. Sheffield on the far sideline, working her way around the arc. Sheffield now on the near wing. 3:17 left to go. Pioneer down by 5. Bounce pass over to Rayford Isom in the near corner. Rayford Isom trying to get it underneath, and there was a miscommunication coming up. Maida with it for Saline. She loses the ball. Here comes Sheffield the other way with 3:02 left to go. Pioneer down by 5. Sheffield over half court. Bounce pass over to Rayford Isom on the near wing. Rayford Isom skies it over to Jordan Davis. Contact. That should be a foul. Maida picks up her second foul. I believe Stemmer has 4. Gatson is fouled out. Rayford Isom has 3. That's all the foul trouble that I see. 2:54 left to go. Pioneer inbound baseline right over to Jordan Davis. Jordan Davis on the near wing. Jordan Davis over to Powell. Powell for 3. And off the rim and down. Powell with a huge timely 3-pointer. That's her first points. And it's a 2-point lead by Saline. As Stemmer brings it ahead for the Hornets. Stemmer, top of the key, now to the far elbow. Over to Griffin. Griffin to the free throw line. On the near wing, Ream for 3. And Ream hits it. Now everybody can hit the 3-pointers as it's 7 points for Ream. And it's back to a 5-point lead. Pioneer with the ball. Over midcourt is Powell. Powell into the near corner for Jones. Jones on the near sideline, working around the arc. Jones, top of the key, over to Sheffield on the far sideline. Sheffield, bounce pass over to Jordan Davis. Emmanuel Davis coming down the near side of the paint, puts it up and in. Emmanuel Davis with 7 points, trying to get 3 points closer to a double-double. Whistle and a timeout call by Saline. So it is a 3-point game with 1:59 left to go. As when you've had a team that was kind of hurting for 3 points and then they start to hit them, that's a tough thing to deal with, right, Coach? I mean,
that's a large part of that is confidence.
Yeah.
You see your teammate knock one down. You get the ball and you happen to be open. You got confidence. You throw it up there and that goes. But Pioneers got to continue playing aggressive, and every free throw is important from here on out.
Absolutely.
And at the other end, you don't want to make mistakes and send Saline to the line for some free points.
3 fouls on each team. 2 fouls by either team will put the other team to the line shooting free throws. Griffin inbound on the near sideline. Powell watching her. Bounce pass over to Stemmer. Stemmer over on the far sideline to Maida. Maida, top of the key over to Griffin. Now on the near wing, Stemmer dishes it underneath. That out. There's Ream for 3, and Ream hits it. She's feeling it now. 10 points for Ream, and now it's a 6-point lead for Saline. Pioneer with the ball. Bringing ahead is Powell over half court. Powell. Now pressure by Griffin. Bounce pass over to Sheffield. And to the far corner, Jordan Davis over to Emmanuel Davis. Emmanuel Davis up and in. Emmanuel Davis, 9 points. There's a whistle. Timeout call by Saline. Emmanuel Davis, I believe, now 1 point away from a double-double. But Pioneer down by 4. That's the biggest stat, 49-45. Saline with the lead with 1:26 left to go in the fourth. Now, what does Pioneer need to do to, as both teams talking over, trying to figure out how exactly best to get the most out of this 86 seconds left on the clock. 4-point lead by Saline. As Pioneers points, you have 13 for Jordan Davis, 8 for Gatson, 9 for Emmanuel Davis, 6 for Sheffield, 1 for Rayford Isom, 5 for Bullock, and 3 for Powell. On the other side, it is 20 for Maida, 4 for Stager, 9 for Stemmer, 10 for Ream, 3 3-pointers, and then 2 3-pointers for Griffin for 6. As Saline heads back out onto the court, I assume at this point, being down by 2 possessions, Pioneer really probably has the full court press at this point. As Ream to inbound baseline right, timeout called. She didn't want to get hit by a 5-second rule. So 30-second timeout.
So yeah, they got caught off guard there with that press. I couldn't see exactly what it was. It might have been a man-to-man. So now they're going to adjust here to try to break this down. And Pioneer's got to be patient. You know, you don't have to have an instant turnover.
Yeah.
10 seconds, you can force them into a turnover by just using the clock. There's plenty of time.
Absolutely. There is a lot of time. With no shot clock, when do you start thinking about having to commit those fouls? Does it kind of depend on if Saline's hanging on to the ball or if they're going to the basket? Or?
Well, yeah, and it depends on their free throw shooting percentage.
Absolutely. That inbounded quick foul there. That is going to be the 4th foul. One more foul, and that will put Saline to the line. Pioneer trying to steal the inbounds pass. That's stolen by Powell. Powell, triple team, bounce pass over to Sheffield on the far wing. Sheffield, top of the key. Sheffield, now over on the near wing. Sheffield, that knocked away. Coming ahead the other direction is Maida. Maida off the glass, that put up as Rayford Isom will get the foul from behind. And probably a good foul to keep Maida from making 2 easy points.
Yeah, I was just going to say that. That's not a bad foul. A layup versus 2 15-foot free throws.
And Rayford Isom has 4 fouls now, but now if Pioneer needs to stop the clock, they can foul. And that first one is up and good by Maida. Of course, the problem is Maida has been money from the line. She has 21 points now. Looking to make it 22, and it's a 5-point lead. Maida can make it a 6-point lead here with 1:12 left to go. And she hits them both. So Maida, not the person you want to put on the line. She has 22 points. At the same time, you'd rather have her have to try and make the free throws than just easily get the basket.
Correct.
Jordan Davis to inbound, baseline left, Saline all back in the front court. As the officials talking things over, there should be 5 fouls on Pioneer now, I think is, if I am correct. If not, it doesn't really matter because the next one will put them shooting free throws anyway. Jordan Davis out. She's just down coming ahead with it. Here comes Powell. Powell gets over to Rayford Isom. Rayford Isom over to Sheffield. Sheffield looks to the left. As Jordan Davis has it. Jordan Davis works her way, and that is going to be a foul. Or did they step out of? No, that's a foul.
Looks like he called a block.
Emmanuel Davis on the block. That's her 2nd foul. As Saline inbounds, Maida bringing it over half court, gets it over to Stemmer. Stemmer, top of the key. 53 seconds left to go. Stemmer. And Sheffield trying to steal it. Maida has it. Maida dishes it back to Stemmer. Stemmer in no hurry. Stemmer, top of the key. 40 seconds left to go. Sheffield watching her, and reach in foul by Emmanuel Davis. or Sheffield with the foul. That's her second. That will put Stemmer to the line, stops the clock. Stemmer can make it an 8-point game with 37.9 seconds left to go. First one is up, rattles around and good. It's the shooter's bounce. Whoops, that's not that person. So 10 points for Stemmer. Bends the knees, puts up the next one. Stemmer hits them both. Stemmer with 11 points. Pioneer down by 8. Powell quickly ahead, gets it over to Emmanuel Davis. Emmanuel Davis into the paint, up and in. She has 11 points now, double-double for Emmanuel Davis. As timeout called, 28.9 seconds left to go. So with 6 points down, if you can't steal the inbound pass, do you foul now? I mean, you'd rather it not be Maida or Stemmer, but.
Well, if your scout report's got the lower percentage shooters, teams will try to keep the ball in the best free throw shooter's hands.
Indeed.
But that's a question. See, I wait longer because I have confidence in my defense.
Yes.
I have confidence my defense will get a possession or a turnover in a short period of time. So that's a factor too. I really like how Pioneer's using Davis here at the end in the paint.
Indeed.
And she's being double teamed, and those 2 points can easily turn into 3. And that's what we're 6 points apart right now.
Absolutely. Pioneer with 5 fouls, but 4 fouls on Saline. So next foul by Saline will put Pioneer to the line. 28.9 seconds left to go. As inbounded by Griffin, Maida has it. Stemmer bringing it ahead. 24 seconds left to go, as that'll be a foul. Sheffield fouling Stemmer. Sheffield will pick up her 3rd foul. They definitely didn't want Maida to get it, but Sheffield's not much of a better choice as she just came off hitting a couple. 20.9 seconds left to go. Stemmer puts it up, puts it in. Stemmer with 12 points, trying to make it 13 for herself. It is now a 7-point game. Bullock out for Powell. Most likely for 3-point shooting there. That up, and Stemmer hit them both. 55-47, 20 seconds left. Pioneer continuing to battle Powell. Dishes it off, gets it to Emmanuel Davis, over to Rayford Isom down. And Rayford Isom, tough luck, roll out. Stemmer quickly ahead to Maida. Maida down the paint. Maida stops, fires, no basket, travel called. Academic at this point with 6.1 seconds left, but Pioneer's going to play it out, see if they can make it just a little closer and continue to work on their game so they can have that for the next game. There's Emmanuel Davis for a 3. That wouldn't go off the rim, and that'll do it. Final score, Pioneer 47 and Saline 55, as Saline goes to 13-3. Pioneer goes to 7-8. But this did not look like a game between a team that's 500, 7-17 versus a 12-3. It was a much more hard-fought game than that.
Yes, much more, and they used their size to their advantage. They played some good defense and played aggressively, and stayed close. Missed some points in the paint, and that was the key. But Emmanuel Davis played aggressive. She hustled, and I thought she played a very good game.
Indeed.
For Saline, Maida ended up with 22, I believe you said?
Yes, 22 points. It was a fantastic game for her.
And I think our statistician said that they hit 6 threes in the second half.
They were feeling it, absolutely.
18 of their points, and they scored 23 points in that quarter, so 18 of their 23 was from the arc. Stemmer managed that clock very well. Those final 43, 45 seconds.
Indeed.
She was aware of the time and slowed it down a little bit and didn't give Pioneer an opportunity.
Coming up next, by the way, Pioneer is going to be at Huron on February 13th. Huron 0-14, Pioneer 7-7. That's a 7 p.m. game from Huron. As by the way, we do want to thank Kim. Does such a fantastic job on states. We appreciate everything she does for us, and appreciate you as well, Coach Ahrens, as working on the toe-to-toe here, and we have. With 3:47 left to go, Saline leads 62-39 in the men's game. So it looks like Saline will probably sweep the evening, as it does unfortunately happen at times when you're playing the Hornets. They are very, very good.
One more stat, Mark. We talked about rebound in the battle in the paint. Pioneer did outscore Saline in the paint 36-20 for the game.
At big 11 turnovers to 7 turnovers. Pioneer with 4 more turnovers. That was definitely a key as well. Well, we want to thank you for, again, our statistician, Kim Ahrens, color commentator, Coach Mike Ahrens, my camera person, Christina Wiseman. Thank you, everyone. We appreciate it. Have yourself a wonderful, wonderful weekend. We will be back on air tomorrow with at least the men's hockey game. Looks like the women's hockey game tweeted out we'd be there as well. So we'll do our best to be there and see if we can get a broadcast out of the Chelsea rink. Thank you, everyone. Final score was Saline, and I just left that and put that at the back. Final score, Saline 55, Pioneer 47. Thank you.